Hey folks, Jim from Salvinos J R Models, and this is a take two. You always can tell, and I might as well tell you from the top, it's a take two when I show the parts and they aren't in the bags. But anyway, I have the 2024 Joseph Newgarden Indy car winner, the Indy 500 winner. So let's take a look and see what's inside of there. Okay, this is right as he won and he pulled in, and this was just a fraction of a second. He just squatted down and did his Hulk squat there for just a fraction of a second. But there's the team. Most of the team's there. I did edit out some other people that weren't quite what we wanted in here, so I just cleaned that up a little. But there's that. So let's take a look inside here. And yes, this is take two because I forgot to push the record button. There's our windscreen without the wicker. We will go back and we will do some older cars that have the wicker in the future, but for now we don't. So there's the round and squishy things, and they are round and they are squishy and they are hollow, and that's why they're really squishy. So there's our side pods. So when you're building these, don't just glue these on early. You're gonna want to wait until you want to manicure these, how they're going to fit onto the car, and make sure that everything fits, so you just get a nice tight gaps between here and here, so it just looks good and your decals flow better. Okay, there's our wings. Throw them in the box. Our monocoque halves. So, as hindsight is hindsight, or learning as you go, let's say. Learning as you go on the Indy cars, what I would do, I'm not the builder in the family. I may design it, but I don't have the time and really so much the inclination to build the models, just simply because I do that for 40 hours a week, screaming at the computer, designing everything. So I really don't want to build and go through what you guys do, because I'm the guy that stretches the canvas for you to paint your masterpieces. So I would before you glue the halves of the monocoque together, I would put in glue in your fuel filler here. I would glue in and manicure your cover. In fact, if you notice on the parts, if you look at the parts on the trees, the odd numbers are on the left side of the car and the even numbers are on the right side of the car. There are some that, like the camera and parts that are in the middle, and their numbers don't really count. But primarily, like your suspension parts, they're going to be even on the right, uneven on the left. So if you look at these, you'll see part number 6. That is what glues into the hole on the right side. So there's a little bit of a bump right here, right by my thumb, right here, and I think there's probably one on this side too, that you'll want to trim that off just a little bit, and it'll fit into the hole a little bit better. Sorry guys, it was a little bit goof on my part, but it's a minor tweak. Hey, this is plastic. You can trim it, you can sand it, you can glue it, you can paint it. Nobody dies. Okay, you're going to get those in first. You're even going to glue in the firewall back here. When you trim this off, when you cut this off the tree, our friends who designed the molds put the gates into pins that you need to make sure you don't cut these off flush, because you're going to want those little pins, because they help line up and glue into here. So you're going to glue the sides of the you're going to glue the excuse me, you're going to glue the firewall to one side of your monocoque first, get it all set, and once you've got it set where it needs to be, then you can glue the other side and the two halves of the monocoque together. But try to, as you're working on this thing, you want to dry fit things together. Make sure everything fits like it should and where it should. It will, but just make sure, okay? So you'll do those to glue the monocoque together. There's also some decaling and painting in here you may want to take care of inside of the cabin before you glue it together. It'll make your life just a little bit easier. See, like I said, the stuff in the bag is already out of the bag. So here's one of your black trees, and though we don't have them yet, we are going to be designing, and I think I've already done them, the parts so you can get photo etch parts for seat belts. We'll have some ribbons for the seat, for the belts themselves. So if you want to add that, it'll be a nice little additional part to put in there. Okay. There's our underwing. You can see on this, I made sure we had a lot more supports on this than we did on the underwing for the next gen. So I haven't heard anybody having a warped underwing on this. So there's those. There's your fuel fillers. Number 3, number 4. So the number 3, that's the one you're going to use for the Indy version. There's a little tab that sticks out the back end and a little bump right here on both of those that fits into the side of the monocoque. You'll know you've got it in the wrong side if it doesn't work. So the odd number 3, that's going to go on the Indy version. When we get around to the road course versions where they've got the filler on the different side, then you'll use that. So in the meantime, ignore it, throw it away. Now here's our engine and suspension and wheel tree Chevy. The other one for the Hondas goes here, but you don't need that in this kit. So there's the Chevy engine parts. I would hold off on putting your headers and exhaust on until you've actually got the assembly done. You've got the engine glued to the monocoque. You've got most of your car built. You've got your suspension put in, and you've fit your side pods. Then you can make sure that when you do those the exhaust parts, that the exhaust parts, especially your exhaust, your where is it? Where is it? It's got to be in here someplace. I know it's in here. There we are. Your exhaust tips. That way you can make sure everything lines up to fit coming out where they will fit in the notches in the side pods. So here we go with the decal section. There is your placemat, your instructions, your decal placement. And see, here's a good part about doing this video over again is I thought I would compare the decals for the 2024 version and the decals we did on the first one that we did on the 2023 version. Because when you thought we had plenty of decals of the carbon fiber, Clay said, "Hold my beer," and he threw some more in there. So you've got even more in here. And for the color portion of our show, get this. Doesn't want to work with me. There we go. Here are our decals for our color decals, our color fades, etc. And I will take a look in a moment and see what the 2023 decals were. This gives us an opportunity. It's not very often that we get an opportunity to go back and, in a sense, rework something. So there's some things that are different here. There's some things that are different between 23 and 24, but there's some things that Clay did to make them a little better. So let me reach back here, and I've got my 23 decals. So let's set those aside. Let's take a look at this. So we got this sheet. There's a little bit of white here on the 23s. 24s are these look like they're actually a little bit beefier. They may be the same just because they don't have the white. So there we go with that. Got to make sure I don't don't confuse which is which. Okay, you can see there's carbon fiber on this one of the 23, not on the 24. He did them just a little bit different. Oh, I see. He doesn't have a. Let's see. He's got the red decal for the. Sorry, I'm digging parts here. I don't know why he's got the red decal on there, because we do have that. Oh, you know what? That might be so that kind of wraps down onto the windscreen just a little bit. I don't know. Clay had his reasons, I'm sure. So now let's take a look at our carbon fiber sheets. Yeah, it's just a little bit busier. Little bit busier. So I don't know. I would have to get into this to see exactly what he did differently, but yeah, you can see there's different. First off, these parts, those are separate carbon fiber, where they were part of these pieces on the color tree. So anyway, Clay, Clay's doing his effort to make this a little bit better than it was the first time, and we're all trying on everything to make everything just a little bit better than it was the first time. So there you go on those. There is still another reason you don't need me building models. You need me back there screaming at that computer, designing the next kits, such as we've got the Lotus 38 and the Lotus 64 that I'm wrapping up. Actually, those are going to be multimedia kits, so they'll be resin bodies with white metal parts inside the kits, photo etch parts, and they're coming along really cool. I'm getting all of the. I have to actually print the masters, get the masters off to Matt Conti, aka Lucas E, who's going to do the resin parts on these kits, and another manufacturer in Southern California who's going to do the metal parts. So I have to provide those. So you don't want me building my kits. You want me doing those things, because I've got those, and I've got some other stuff that's that we are discussing what's the next kits to do. The Dark Horse Mustang, the molds are getting pretty close to being done, so we should be seeing some test shots on that. I don't know. Cross your fingers, and maybe Santa Claus will bring us something in a box. So we can see what the Dark Horse looks like before Christmas. So those are in the works also, and then other stuff that I'm going to be jumping on. So 2025 is going to be an interesting year for us, and we'll see what kind of cool stuff happens. So hey, y'all, have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy whatever holiday you celebrate. I hope you have a good holiday season, and I'll be back here in January with more whatever our new kits for January are going to be, because we haven't announced those yet. So Thanks for buying Salvinos J R Models kits. My partner Rick Salvino and I could not be enjoying our our golden retirement years if you guys didn't come to play along with us. So we're going to be keeping you guys busy, and you can keep us busy. So time for me to get to work. Are you ready? Let's go.